Hi, I'm Eric Nakamura.
And I'm Daniel Rolnick.
And you've reached the Jew.
And the Lotus.
And the... I'm just kidding. Episode number...
37.
Yeah, 37.
Does 37 have any significance?
No. I can't even think of an athlete with that number, 37. You know, I can't...
Or like an age?
You know, that's a... You know, let's just say you turn 37. How would you feel?
You turn it once. You turn it twice. You turn it 37 times.
What I'm saying is, for some reason, that's just a number that means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. It's not even divisible by 3.
Yeah.
Like 36 is, you know? 38's divisible by 2. Is 37 a prime number?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
So it's like a witchcraft number.
Yeah, 37 is a prime number, so there.
What'd you want to start with, Eric? We got a huge list today.
Well, I guess one thing is, before it all disappears really quick, is I saw the new Godzilla movie.
You actually saw the movie?
It's called Shin Godzilla.
I'm showing people, if you're watching now, you'll see an image of Godzilla.
So Godzilla now is fucking huge. Oh shit! There goes my microphone.
Eric's mic stand is going crazy.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't set up right. Godzilla is huge.
Do you need help, Eric?
Nah, Godzilla is huge, but it also, I mean, what's the rules on spoilers at this point? Because this movie already came and left America. It's done.
Oh, you can get it on Apple TV?
Maybe. I'm not sure about that.
So how did you see it?
I mean, it showed in theaters for 1 week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I actually went to a theater, and get this, the weirdest part was it's distributed by Funimation, who does a lot of animation, like anime. But the weird part is it showed only once a day. And I think it showed in a few theaters in Southern Cal.
At 7:45.
7:30 p.m. And then on like Saturday and Sunday, it was at 10:30 in the morning only. So it was just weird. I was like, it's like as if they didn't try to get the movie onto screens. I couldn't quite understand that. So yeah, it made no sense.
Like,
but the movie is great.
Godzilla fans are all business during the weekend.
Basically, the funniest part was you go into the theater and you're sitting, and there's like people wearing Godzilla T-shirts, right?
Like it was all Nerd City.
Yeah, but then the thing was, there's that, and then there's people playing like Godzilla music from their iPhones. Like, you know, they're like looking it up right there and playing like a YouTube video. So it's kind of dorky. Like, I'm like, God, look at all these dorks here.
Yeah, but you realized you were one of them. Yeah,
but I wasn't playing the music from the phone, and I wasn't doing what they were doing. But yeah, they were kind of dorking out. And this movie, though, I guess the strange part is it's a monster movie, but it's also a political satire.
Weird.
Yeah.
About the politics of Japan?
Yeah, for sure. Or just in general, how politics run. So we're talking about like this movie, basically, Godzilla is sort of like an allegory for the tsunami that then hit a nuclear reactor. And, you know, there was like a meltdown and all this bad stuff happened. Godzilla is basically that tsunami, right? So, yeah. And so, like, at first, I didn't know anything about the movie, so I thought it was going to be about the tsunami and about the nuclear reactor meltdown, and then Godzilla was going to come out of the nuclear mess. That's basically the old story of Godzilla. But instead, they flipped a little bit, and Godzilla is sort of the nuclear reactor and is the tsunami. So Godzilla is like the disaster.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it was interesting. I was kind of like, so there's less.
So it's a reboot of the series.
Kind of, but in a different way, right? Because originally there was a big like a nuclear mess, and then like atomic bomb hits Japan from America.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And then Godzilla is birthed out of that, right, in 1954, right?
Yeah.
And then this movie's sort of like different. It's just Godzilla kind of comes out of nowhere and becomes this like nuclear reactor, and is a tsunami and just destroys things.
Is Matthew Broderick in it?
No. No.
He was in Godzilla 2000.
Yeah. No, that was a bad. All the American Godzillas have been really sketchy, except for I suppose the last one was okay.
I fell asleep.
Yeah, but then
honestly, I fell asleep. It was just like monsters battling each other. I was like,
This movie's a little campy. That's kind of the thing.
Yeah.
The political parts. There's tons of talking heads, and you're sort of like following it, and it's just kind of odd, man. I would give it it's a little bit weird, and that's kind of the cool part, right? It's a weird movie, but box office wise in Japan, it was huge.
But here it's like blip blop.
Yeah, but in Japan, huge movie, like one of their bigger box office smashes of the year, right?
Their Avatar.
Maybe, I guess.
James Cameron has brought you Avatar. Or Japan has brought you Godzilla.
They're Titanic.
Yeah.
They're Titanic. But there's a lot of destruction. And this Godzilla has less personality. That's one thing that I think, like a lot of Godzillas, they have a personality.
They don't have any personality. They go, and then it's like a Godzilla, and then like, and
no,
then
there's a little bit of there's like Godzillas make decisions, sort of. This Godzilla sort of doesn't seem to make too many decisions.
He's pure carnal knowledge.
He's just kind of like going, right? I feel like it's almost like a robot in a way.
He just keeps going and going and going.
Yeah. But some Godzillas in the past, they like react to things. They're like, oh, this is happening. I'm therefore going to do this and that. This Godzilla seemed to just go, fuck it. I'm just going to destroy.
Check your local Godzilla. Yeah. check your favorite Godzilla.
But nonetheless, fun movie. I would definitely recommend Shin Godzilla.
Whoa, and then
really cool, man.
Well, okay, so you saw Godzilla, and then this morning or yesterday afternoon, I got the giant robot E-Blast, and I got to see this little fella, which is Pepe the Frog plush.
Awesome, right?
PFP.
What?
Pepe the Frog plush.
Okay. Yeah, Pepe the Frog plush. It's an official one via Matt Fury. Whoa. So Matt Fury didn't make it, but I guess he worked with somebody and they're making this plush and it just came out and I just got it in stock.
Whoa.
So it's just cool to have it. I don't know like if we're going to ride on some crust of good or bad publicity for Pepe the Frog, but it's just cool that that we have the plush that's official. So that's Matt Fury. If you're looking at the video, there's Matt Fury.
And
he's holding a Pepe, like a weird Pepe.
Yeah.
That's made by some kid. So or actually that's made by his wife. But
it's like a paper mache.
Yeah, weird paper mache.
Pepe.
But Matt Fury is finally getting the due, right? After all the hate, and we mentioned this before, but all the hate that was out there I think it's via 4chan for the most part, right? Like a lot of like
alt-right.
Yeah,
alt-right.
Alt-right or just alt-weird. You know? Like internet people that are making strange memes. So they started using making a Pepe Hitler Pepe with lots of basically swastikas and Pepe, a lot of hate. And then it's cool, like lately, even recently, Time magazine, right? They interviewed Matt Fury, and he said basically Pepe never came from a place of hate, right? He's reclaiming Pepe, is what he said in the interview. And
here's Pepe saying, "Be nice, man."
Yeah, and it's funny though, I booked Matt Fury into the show that the Silent Wonderment show at the East LA College, Vincent Price Museum, and it was kind of like one of those things where we had the show going. Most of the people there, the kids knew they knew Pepe the Frog, didn't know Matt Fury. The adults who worked there didn't know Matt Fury or Pepe the Frog. And here it is, the show's done, but a few months later, they could see the relevance of how big, national news that Pepe the Frog is. And, they just had this artist and that creature all over their walls for 3 months, right?
They're like, oh shit, we had hate symbols all over our walls.
Yeah. But I think they just kind of realized, it's like, wow, it was a big deal. Like, I kept telling them, almost in a joking way, that we have all these artists here, you add them all up, and Matt Fury is more famous than all of them. But you just...
After it. Oh, because of the meme.
Because of the meme. I'm like, social media-wise, Matt Fury technically is the most, probably one of the biggest artists out there, period. Yeah. People just don't know that he's attached to it. And I try to explain that to them, and they're kind of not believing me, I think. But the kids, but once the kids there that work there were just like, oh my God, the creator of Pepe the Frog?
Yeah.
And, then I think the adults started to catch on. They're like, whoa, it's a big deal. Because, every kid knew Pepe the Frog.
But he didn't have that intellectual value for them at first.
I suppose, or even just the pop culture value. They just didn't know what Pepe the Frog was. So... here it is now. It becomes almost like part of, in a way, it's run alongside the election. And then Matt Fury's been getting a lot of press, and his picture's getting out. So now he's kind of retaking Pepe the Frog in a way, right? I still think that there's still a lot of alt-right weird, alt weird,
alt weirdo.
Yeah.
Weirdo.
Even in Twitter, someone tweeted me who cares about Matt Fury? It's all about Pepe the Frog and, this alt-right hate type of thing. They're into it. And they're like, who cares? They even said the internet doesn't care. And I was like, well, I'm part of the internet and I care. But, it's one of those...
The internet, who cares about the creator?
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
Pepe has gone beyond him.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things where they're saying the internet doesn't care, and I'm like, yeah, I realize.
And then you're like, be nice, man.
I actually tweeted that back.
Yeah.
Exactly that image that says "Be nice, man" with Pepe, but then that person just was a troll. I realized I was like, oh, they're just being a troll, and they're probably like 14 years old, and with no hair on their balls yet. And I'm sitting,
dude, you don't even have hair on your balls.
You know
man.
what? You only got hair on one side of your nut.
You don't even have hair on your head, man. You're just a baby. You're just a baby troll.
That's basically
Sleep under that bridge, baby troll. Sleep under that bridge.
So and I just was like, okay, whatever. So I just decided not to engage in trollhood.
Yeah.
Because I think I could out-troll a troll, believe it or not.
You could.
But it's a waste of time. And I don't want to waste my social network stuff because that's just going to bum people out.
Yo, if you're listening at home,
but I can out-troll the troll.
He will troll you hard.
Because way back early in the day, I was doing like live broadcasts and trolls would come on. Like because Yahoo, I think, gave me a camera. Yahoo had a live broadcasting kind of a platform.
Whoa.
And they sent myself a camera and some people I knew, like Go Nakamura, a past guest of ours. He had a camera. So they wanted me to broadcast live like once or twice, maybe a week. But I was doing it a little more often, and trolls would inevitably come on in the comments. So I would just always acknowledge the trolls on the comments. I wouldn't I wouldn't pretend they weren't there. That's what everyone else was doing. I would acknowledge the trolls, and I would befriend the trolls, and then give them shit later on, right?
Yeah.
Because I would give them props. I'd be like, oh, so-and-so's on, and they're saying all this mean stuff, and I'm just like joking around with them. Yeah. So now I'm befriending a troll, right? And here's how I dealt with the trolls.
Did you tell it riddles?
No, I would talk to I would just talk to that troll, and I would like acknowledge them, and like they would kind of, I'm befriending them, right?
Yeah.
And then when another troll came on, I would be like, whoa, look at this other one. He's trying to take your platform.
Oh, you'd create a competition.
Oh, yeah. And then I would make one troll fight the rest of the trolls for me. And then I remember I would get emails from people saying, God, that was a really unique way to handle the trolls.
So you're a troll master.
I would just get one, I'm kind of like, it's like having a...
Instead of slaves, you have trolls.
Yeah, basically. I want one troll to restore order against all the bad trolls. So, it's kind of like survival of the fittest. You find the baddest ass troll, and then you befriend them and let them like handle your, they clean up the room for you. I'm like, dude, don't let those fools out troll you, man. If you're gonna be talking shit, I want you to be the champion. And if you're gonna like have these little scrubs come in and beat you, then I'm gonna be on their side. And they're like, no, I'm gonna win, troll master, right?
They're like ruffle,
they're ruffle.
Like, you're just texting them like ROTFL.
Yeah, no, I would just acknowledge them, but that was kind of how I dealt with trolls. It was kind of fun.
Yeah.
I don't know, I probably wasted too much time on it, but I had a good time.
So, if you're listening at home, you're a troll, Eric will control you.
Oh, yeah.
He knows where to find your bridge. He knows what coins to giveth you.
Giveth.
He knows what riddles to tickle you with.
Giveth. So, yeah, that was kind of like the two things that happened with this Matt Fury. And that plush doll, I think it's only $27.99 or something. It's kind of cheap.
Yeah, it's really fun. And I think it's great for the whole family.
I guess, I just don't know, like, if it's coming out. Is it coming out at the right time or the wrong time? Is it just the right time?
I think it's just the right time.
Yeah. I mean, it would be funny if people bought it and then started dressing it up with weird clothes.
You know what? People can see my weird wooden keychain now. I'm gonna knock on wood for you.
Right on.
I'm knocking on wood. So that those of you who thought I was knocking on my boner, you can see, not my boner.
Yep, but it's even bigger than the boner.
No, it's not. I'm telling my mom on you. Mom, call this man. Well,
so thanks for entertaining the two things, the Matt Fury and Shin Godzilla. Those are two things I wanted to talk about.
And there's epic hats. I don't have a photo. You have them here.
Oh, do you want to show those?
Yeah, let's show them.
Wow, this is like cool. So on video, we're going to show some caps real quick, but I guess I could talk about them.
Yeah, we'll do our best to describe them. So the hats, the first ones that Eric's about to pull out are like trucker style hats.
I'll just show the two designs. But the whole thing that's cool is, like how I make pins. And we'll get to that soon, but I actually can do patches. So I actually made like a little patch that I got to put on hats. So, it's kind of cool to have caps with patches on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you design the patch, and then for artists listening at home, the way you make it is you have the patches made and then have them assembled separately.
Oh, you get the patches made, and then you just work with a cap company, I guess, who will just put that shit on the cap. Right?
Yeah.
No big deal. It's easy. But the whole thing is being able to create the entire, I guess, process. You know, like you actually make the patch at one place, then you take that and ship it to another place, and then get the caps, you know, get them put on caps, basically. And it's kind of cool to be able to do that. It's just weird. I feel like an adult. Like I feel like I'm like mini factory man, right? I'm like, okay, we're gonna produce this here. We're gonna make the headlights there. We're gonna make the fenders here. We're gonna assemble it all in Detroit, right? It's like no, but I feel like it's the most minimum version of that. Is that I'm seeking pieces from different places and then putting it together and making a product. It's kind of cool.
And over the course of time, you found the places that you feel have the best deals and
are decent deals. I mean, there's always better.
best quality.
Yeah. And then this is the other cap, which is cool. It's the kind of classic giant robot cap of late, right? It's got the robot on the head, and I guess FlexFit company, which I like to use, has this really thick wool kind of like material.
Oh yeah.
And it's like super plushy wool, and I kind of like it. It's good for winter, but it feels like a more dressy item. So
it's very Jay-Z.
Yeah, maybe, right?
It's very like
I kind of
it's a hard knock life for us.
And then, you know, it says monogram giant robot on the side. So it's a very classy cap, I'd like to say. So yeah,
it's a classy baller cap.
So those are things that I just got made this week, and I'm in the process of making socks.
Oh yeah, I've seen the prototypes. It's cool.
I'm trying to figure out socks. So it's just fun to be able to, like, I guess the means of working with factories and overseas has gotten easier and easier. So it's kind of more fun to figure out, like, to be able to do stuff, you know? And that's the cool part about, I guess, my job at Giant Robot is the fact that it's not like I can't make 10,000 pairs of socks, but I can make 100 pairs of socks or 200 pairs of socks. Like, I can do that. But, you know, like making 10,000 is more of an investment. But I can make a small amount of things. So if I choose at that moment, like I want to make something, I can do it. Yeah. And that's the best part of the job is there's nothing really holding that back. Like I can make mugs, cups, whatever.
You do a more basic run.
Yeah, I can do that.
And the Shark Tank. Everyone on Shark Tank's like, we ordered 500,000 units.
Right.
And it's like, you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
That's just like you went overboard.
Yeah, but I think just the idea of being able to make stuff in smaller quantities is a more possible thing these days. So I'm just kind of exploring that and kind of having fun with it. I would say it's just more fun. Like it's not really like this career. Like I'm gonna have a career in making a sock, like 100 pairs of socks, right? No, but I think the idea is just being able to. It's the process. You know, I love, you're negotiating the price. You're figuring out how they want the design to be given to them and what's the best result. Then you get a sample. Then you say, I don't like this and this about the sample, or maybe it's approved, right? I just think it's the steps in doing something that I'm enjoying, you know. And then the final product, if it comes out great, then it's just ultimate joy, right? I haven't had a super bad experience yet, so knock on wood. Where's that little mini tiny piece of bigger than your boner piece of wood?
Eric just touched my wood.
Yeah, I touched the wood.
It looked all weird in the graph. We can see the video. It looked like a little weird there.
So anyways, so I knocked on Daniel's wood.
Mom.
That's so gross.
Dad.
Yeah.
Well, you know, to get these products out there, you've got to promote your products. And the LACMA has come up with a weird, innovative Snapchat that's like one of the more popular Snapchats, and they just announced that they're teaming up with Disney. So I'm going to show a screen an example of some of their past snaps.
Right.
So they have all the single ladies, and it's like a Rodin sculpture maybe of him kind of angled down looking like the dance, and then a dinner scene that says, "You can't sit with us."
So basically LACMA's making weird Snapchat jokes kind of about art.
Yeah, but now they just teamed up with Disney, and so what I've loaded up is they're going to tell the story of Beauty and the Beast through the artworks there.
I see. What do you think about that?
Honestly, it's just kind of dumb. I don't really care.
But you're saying it's one of the most popular Snapchats?
It is a popular Snapchat.
Is it because they're paying for it to be popular?
I think they've come up with a fun, silly way to engage the public.
Right.
And they've embraced, it's like they understand that the lights, so in front of the Los Angeles Museum, there's all these lights set up.
Right.
And it's like, there's even a website, like people in front of the LACMA lights on Tinder.
Right.
It's like the Tinder profile pic. It's to show that you're educated.
Wow.
Is to be in those lights.
I see.
And rather than be like, we're with Tinder, or something. They've embraced it. So they've embraced the Snapchat mentality. They've kind
basically,
of had fun with it.
They're dumbing down art. Right?
Yeah,
basically is what it is.
They're making
it really stupid.
Yeah,
I guess it's approachable, but is that going to get people in their doors?
I think so because
or is it not? Like if there was a Rodin, whatever, a sculpture thing, are people really going to go to it?
I think so because people want to then take the snap and they want to put it on their feed.
So basically, it has nothing to do with art. It has everything to do with Snapchat.
It has everything to do with maybe getting a younger audience to come to the museum.
But for all the wrong reasons, man.
I don't know.
I think it's awful.
You think it's bad?
Yeah, I think it's lame. I think they've dumbed it down too much. They should be ashamed of themselves.
No,
yeah.
I don't think so.
I wonder who thought of it, like this kind of thing. Is it a marketing company or?
I think it's their social media team.
I bet you it's a marketing company and they paid for this.
I bet the marketing company paid for the press because it's part of Oh My Disney.
Because half the time these knuckleheads have like those departments aren't usually very good.
Yeah,
and they're not very creative.
So they're like, let's team up with this other thing.
Well, their whole thing is they're status quo because they want to keep their jobs, right? What if this thing fails? They're all going to get fired, right? Yeah. And I have a feeling.
Well, no, with this, how does it fail?
How does it? I don't know. Something's going to happen, and people are like, someone basically.
Like someone dies, like
public outcry.
Shit.
Public outcry. Shit. Or what if just it didn't catch on, and they just did this whole thing, and then it starts getting made fun of in like art magazines or art like higher art places start writing about how stupid they are and and then the museum gets a black eye for looking really dumb, right?
It's almost like the LACMA is like too big to fail.
Maybe, but I don't think anyone's too big to fail.
Like they have like Tim Burton show, the Guillermo del Toro show.
But when one of the planes that are going to Mars crashes, right, or burns into space and everyone dies, Elon Musk you're going to see a big fail, right? Nobody is too big to fail.
Yeah.
The Hyperloop, when it breaks out of its glass case and fucking everyone's shooting at 700 miles an hour and splatting onto the desert, right? The people are going to go, oh, because all these things are going to happen.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. There's going to be an accident flying to Mars. Something is going to happen.
The LACMA will break.
Something's going to happen. No one's too big to fail. That's my opinion.
It's interesting because the LACMA is like whatever, probably the top museum in LA.
Yes.
In our big metropolitan city.
Absolutely, yes.
And then, but they probably are starting to see like it's not really competitive to them yet in terms of numbers, like because they make so much money off such endowments and stuff.
Sure.
But in terms of press, like things like the Vincent Price Art Museum, where you had curated a show, their new show coming up is getting lots of press about like Chicano kind of gangster art.
Right.
And that's getting tons of press, and I don't really know what's happening at LACMA besides this Disney thing. Like they're using licensed other things now,
right,
to make themselves more relevant. Whereas these guys that were kind of on the sideline that most people maybe didn't hear about are starting to become more relevant on their own.
Maybe that's just your media.
Maybe it's my media. Maybe it's the media.
I don't know. Maybe it's the media we see.
Yeah.
Like again, I had a conversation with somebody today that all this like political nonsense that everyone cares about, like on my feed, it's all like pro-Hillary, anti-Trump, right?
Yeah.
But yet somehow when that vote happens, there's going to be like 30% or something are still going to support Trump. He's going to win entire states, right?
Yeah.
Many, many, many states. And I just don't see how that's even possible, but that's just the media I see.
Well,
right?
He's also going to win many states because like I'm one of those people I just don't really want to vote.
Right. Well,
like, I don't like
anybody. But he's going to be in a place where people are just going to be like diehard, like they want him to win, and they're going to vote for him to win, and it's going to be like overwhelming in some places, and I'm just like, how is that? You think to yourself, how is that even possible? Like it seems impossible because of all the media I see. Just is like it seems like nobody, right? And sure enough, there are followers of that. So same thing with the media.
Yeah.
Most people are probably looking at really boring media, and that all that media is going to say is, go to LACMA, and they won't even hear about this Chicano show at Vincent Price. Yeah, it's going to be off so many people's radar, right? So it's kind of like weird. It's just relative.
Yeah.
We're just on the edges a little more, I like to say.
We're on the cusp.
We're just on the edges a little bit. So that's cool. We're counterculture a little bit.
If you listen to the last episode, we thought that the main museum might have been the Santa Monica Museum of Art.
Oh yeah, I had it wrong, but
it's wrong
but that means there's just a lot of museums.
There's a lot of fucking museums.
That's the bottom line.
So the Santa Monica Museum is becoming the ICA-LA, which is the Institute of Contemporary Art.
Right.
And they just had this big thing that Mark Bradford, a famous contemporary painter, did their logo. Some loaded up the logo.
Yeah, and the logo, it looks like very boring.
Yeah, it's just slanted.
I hate to say it. Well, it's just like I guess what would you call that? Italicized, non-serifed, bold writing.
Look,
right?
It's a logo,
and it's got weird slices in it that doesn't look that. What does it mean?
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm gonna show Mark Bradford's art here, which is pretty cool. They're giant paintings.
Right, big paintings of what looks like little tiny. Looks like Lego.
Yeah,
almost. Right? Tons of Lego.
That's him. That's him in front of the painting.
Right. He's an African American gentleman.
Yeah.
Wearing blue jeans and a big white T-shirt, and
he had a big show at the Hammer. I think he's representing America at the Venice Biennale or something.
Oh wow! What's his name? Mark Bradford.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So he's like a big deal in that like fine art.
Awesome.
But it's just like this logo.
Yeah, the logo is not very interesting, and I'm not sure like how many revisions it went through, and what does it exactly mean.
It's supposed to be like the decay of LA. But
ICA-LA. Ikala.
Yeah.
Ikala.
And I went on their site.
It doesn't look that interesting.
I'm trying to see now what makes the museums unique, and they say that they're the only non-collecting museum in LA.
Is that because there's no money to collect art?
Maybe.
And no space to put it? Like nowhere to put it?
It's a German term they use called like Kunsthalle. Kunsthalle.
Right.
And it's like
Halle at the Kunst.
Yeah. It's like there's a board. It's like specifically a German thing that there's like a board of directors, but they don't collect things. They're basically saying we're showing non-commercial art.
That's cool. Then go show it.
Yeah.
Right.
Right on. It's going to be in the downtown, blah, blah, blah.
What part of downtown?
In the Arts District.
What part of the Arts District?
I'm not sure.
Are they going to get eviction notices?
No, I think they're going to be part of the new big millions of dollars machine.
I say they get an eviction notice.
From what?
From...
from the Boyle Heights crew. Yeah, probably.
I say they cross the border.
Yeah.
They cross the Boyle Heights border and go to downtown and just start serving more eviction notices. That'd be funny.
Boyle Heights against art. No more art.
Yeah, no more art. No, that's cool. Santa Monica Museum of Art was actually, I saw a Yoshito Monara exhibition there, right? Long ago. Like we talked about that, and I don't know, because of that, I think they're awesome.
But now it's the ICA LA.
No, I think it's a start of something. We'll see what happens, man. They might blow up, you know?
It might get huge.
Could. I don't know, but that's cool.
But I did see an interesting, this is across the country here in Chicago. But at the Field Museum.
Field Museum, I've been there.
Yeah, you have?
Yeah.
Is it cool?
Well, the Field Museum is that's like a kind of, it's like that museum is sort of like is it natural history or what is the Field Museum exactly?
I don't know. I thought it was art.
No, because I went there and I think I saw dinosaurs there. Right?
Whoa, that's tight.
Yeah, the Field Museum is dinosaurs and shit. So.
Well, now they're getting buck wild because I'm
going to take a quick look.
Yeah, they just unveiled a new exhibit called Tattoo. Right. And what makes it unique, it's all the history of tattoo shit, all that stuff.
Right.
But you can get a tattoo in the exhibit.
So
that photo I just showed is inside the museum. It's a tattoo shop.
So it's a museum of natural history.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
And they, I went there. They had what was it? A very small mammoth.
Was it the Bonerosaurus?
It was the Dongosaurus.
Yeah. Small Dongosaurus.
But they had the fully intact with the skin on woolly mammoth.
How's that possible?
It was like a baby. And the baby actually had hair too, a little bit, so you could actually see the hair on it.
Was it a boy or a girl?
I don't know, but no, that because they had that on display, and I remember that being amazing. I was like, oh, I read about this, like this discovery, and then it's sitting at the Field Museum. So yeah, no, it's that Field Museum's amazing.
Well, now you could get a tattoo of your amazing memory there.
But and are tattoo museum shows getting popular? Because the Japanese American National Museum, they've already done 2 or 3 tattoo exhibitions.
Yeah.
And then I remember you couldn't get a tattoo there. Actually, you know what? I think at the opening night you were able to, or they were tattooing people. I don't know if you could have scheduled yourself, because doing a tattoo isn't like a rush job. It's slow.
Yeah.
Like you can't get a tattoo in 10 minutes. I guess you can get a shitty one in 10 minutes.
Well, this is like you sign up. It's already fully booked. You can't even book anymore.
Right.
And you could only choose from their flash sheets, so they're
they're
already made.
Right. I see. So you're getting a pre-designed tattoo that might be like, what would it be? It says Field Museum on it with
apostrophe.
I don't know.
It says I heart rainbows.
But I think tattoo shows are kind of popular in general. But I think natural history kind of makes sense because it's
anthropology and
And I think even at the Japanese American National Museum, they're kind of linking it to Japanese tattoos. Not exactly Japanese American. I think a Japanese American tattoo would be like whatever, just anarchy symbol. And, I don't know. It would just be like normal, like an anchor. And it wouldn't be anything special. But yeah, I think the idea was to link it to Japanese tattoos. So, and that's the idea.
Maybe that's another thing by museums that are like, a lot of our goers have tattoos. How do we connect to our younger new audience?
Those exhibitions are popular.
Yeah,
tattoo exhibitions are hot. But
because you have that like tiny tattoo that you gave yourself, right? The one dot.
I can show it to anybody. It's basically a dot on the back of my hand.
But you and I don't have tattoos. But if we did, if we saw something about it, we'd probably be really into it because they're markings on our body for life.
Yeah. So what would you get?
I'd just do something retarded.
Would you put a dick on your face?
Yeah, just a giant dick, and then
on your face.
Not gay, bro.
They do have invisible ink that kind of is blacklight tattoo.
So I put a giant invisible ink of a dick that goes like across my body, and it says "not gay, bro."
Wow.
Free hugs.
Maybe you can get hair tattooed on you.
Like this is all a tattoo. Exactly. My hairy arms is not real.
Wherever you don't have hair, you just tattoo more on.
Like the back of your neck, like a little bit low down.
That's gnarly.
Or like the ridge of your ear.
Whoa.
Just a ridge of your ear hair.
That's weird. How about just nose hair? Like make hair tattoo of nose hair.
Like on the outside.
But I think that's just another edgy thing that a museum's doing. In the end, these are gimmicks, right?
Yeah.
They're museum gimmicks, and basically it's to show that they're cool and they're addressing a younger generation, and it's fleeting.
But there is enough history at this point, though, and probably academic research into the field of tattoo that it could.
Yeah. No, it's legit. But I'm just saying is you have a marketing guy.
Yeah.
And they're just
what'll bring in people? Tattoos.
We just got to do tattoos here. That'll be something no one's ever done. And then in the end, it's like, no, the Japanese American National Museum did it before you. Sorry. So
then when is anal bleaching going? We're going to do a show on anal bleaching.
That'll be at your next gallery.
In the San Fernando Valley.
Chatsworth.
Chatsworth.
Chartsworth.
So, we hate to be the bearer of bad news, but there's another gallery closing.
Yay, gallery closing. Wait,
less competition.
Do we have we don't have a graphic for gallery closing, but we should have one.
Yeah, we should make
closure,
one.
Or something.
Yeah, if you're designing out there, make us a gallery closing graphic.
Yeah, so it looks like Narwhal Gallery is closing.
Yeah, so I knew it as Narwhal Projects, but it's same difference, right?
Yeah,
projects,
Narwhal Projects.
Gallery.
Sure. I mean, what is the difference between the word projects and gallery?
I don't know.
Tell me about it.
It
Please tell me.
confuses me.
Please explain it. Anybody.
I think what it is like the fine art spaces, like, want to say we're project spaces because we do other things on top of being a gallery.
Like what?
Curate externally, maybe, and blah blah blah. I
don't think curating externally counts as the project. Giving your name a project.
Yeah.
No.
So
absolutely not. I don't think that has anything to do with it. So explain what does it mean?
I don't know. It means annoying. It means that they're in Toronto. I uploaded a map so you can see Toronto.
So does it mean a project is actually? You could just say shop. You could say gallery. You could say space.
Yeah.
You could. It's just
foundation.
Yeah.
Like I did.
Yeah. I kind of think it's just a name. Okay. Now we've just established project means nothing more than gallery or shop or space or anything.
Yeah.
Or even in your case, foundation.
Yeah.
Okay. nonetheless.
So Narwhal Project closing for 10 years.
There was a space called Project Space, wasn't there? Or Project?
Yeah, there's also
Project Gallery.
There's Project Gallery,
right?
And then there's also like Mary Karnowski projects.
So you know what? I'm going to make a space called Project Space Gallery Foundation.
Giant Robot presents.
Yeah. No, I'm not even going to use that. It's Project Space Gallery Foundation.
No, just GR.
Fuck that. So
Nakamura
so anyways,
projects.
Narwhal Projects / Gallery in Toronto, Canada. Our Canadian friends from the north has closed.
From the Great North?
I believe, didn't they say they closed in August?
Yeah, it said its last show was in August with a Japanese artist.
So the Japanese artist ruined it? Okay.
It was their first show and their last show.
Oh, he or she began the place with that show and then ended it.
Yeah.
I got you. That's kind of cool closure, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
If there's a such thing as a cool way to close, it's like ending with your start.
Yeah.
Correct?
I mean, it makes it seem that it was known that they were going to close versus a rapid thing.
Yeah, I guess. Or they just went, bro, I know you need a show, man, because you're sucking. I got a spot for you next month, right? And then the guy's like, yes, I will do a solo show. Thank you, right? Because it's an artist's dream is a solo show.
Yeah.
Even if you're big or not, it's still like an honor, right?
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, next month? Okay.
But it looks like a beautiful place. I've never actually been there.
I've never been either.
They worked with Souther Salazar.
Yes, and Cozy and Dan.
Yeah, they published a book by them.
Yeah.
Because they published. Okay, so what's confusing about it to me is I didn't know about this. They are technically a store called Magic Pony.
All right. So is that they're related? I didn't know they were related.
So Magic Pony was started by
I thought they were
a
separate.
guy and a girl, and then they started Narwhal projects in their like storage space of the store.
Whoa, cool.
And then the gallery became bigger, and they had it separate entities. But now I don't believe that Magic Pony is a physical store. It's only online.
So it's a metaphysical mind space. Mind space, right?
But I'm calling them out. Boom, 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 boom. Because if you're looking at your screen now,
no.
I noticed they're selling a D20 pin. And wait, Giant Robot sells a D20
You know what the good thing about theirs is? Well, this version, I think I saw a picture of a white one.
Yeah, there's a white one of this too.
This one's kind of a cool one. I like this one that they have. But I also like the fact that the numbering system on their dice is legit, because look at the numbering system. I went with a legit numbering system. Mm-hmm. I've seen other D20s pins that are wrong. Well, there's some that are like, I forgot what they call them. There's like consecutive number pins, and then there's the ones that are mixed like this.
Yeah.
But they did it legit at least, so their numbering system's correct on the pin. Like part of it's like wanting to make the pin legit, like real. So I actually made sure of that, and I'm glad that they did too. So props to you, Magic Pony, on your pin.
So that was like, I was like, okay, maybe both people have D20s, but then why do they have? I can't even pronounce it. Ongabagoo. Ongabagoo.
Onigiri.
Yeah.
Onigiri rice ball pin.
So obscure to
so
me.
I didn't know that they would have a rice ball pin. They're not even Asian.
Yeah, they're white people.
Are there rice? Is there rice in Toronto? I'm thinking.
Is there
are there Asians?
Onagacha in
Onigiri in Toronto? I'm not sure.
Onagashaka?
I'm really not sure about that actually. I don't know of any Japanese people in Toronto. I've never heard of one.
Yeah.
So
if you're a Japanese Torontian, please contact us immediately so Eric can know.
Torontian.
Tarantula.
Taranchi.
Are you a Japanese tarantula?
So, do you live in Taranchi?
Are you a tarantula?
Do you have Taranchi?
Taranchi's tomato sauce.
Wipe that Taranchi shit off you, bro. You got some Taranchi on your face.
Bruh, Tarancha.
Dude, get that Taranchi off your face.
What the hell? It's just devolved into madness.
Yeah.
I just like seeing that because I always see the artists like going like Zara stole our design, so I thought it'd be funny to start wars like Giant Robot versus.
I stole all theirs,
Magic
I guess, because I've never actually seen these, but it's all good, man. we could have D20s and Onigiri pins and be together forever. So
you guys are together.
Yeah, Magic Pony, way to go, dudes, and hope you're fucking opening another shop or whatever. I don't really know.
Yeah, I get confused because you go to their site and it is like a projects thing. It is like
what's a project?
Well, they helped like curate a toy show that was with Pharrell, and I remember it was like a
cool.
Kickstarter.
Wow.
And then they also
that's hipster.
Yeah, they did like pop-ups and they do brands. I get confused.
Okay, well, nonetheless, happy trails to you, Narwhal Gallery.
Happy trails.
Yeah, and Magic Pony.
And Magic Pony.
Peace to the brothers and sisters in Toronto.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
so that's it for our graphics. So now, if you're listening, we're not gonna like be showing up.
We didn't have that many graphics.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah.
But I went to a show recently.
You went to a show?
Yeah.
I wasn't invited.
It was a last minute thing.
Okay, yeah, that's what you always say. But okay.
John Kilduff of Let's Paint TV.
Let's Paint TV.
Had a show at a place called Woodbury University, which I'd never heard of.
Where's that?
It's in Burbank.
Oh, I thought that was in New York.
Yeah, I know.
Isn't Woodbury in New York?
Isn't
okay.
it from like Rocky and Bullwinkle?
Woodbury?
Isn't it Woodbury University?
I'm not sure.
What's the matter you?
I don't know.
It's What's the Matter You.
I have no idea, but okay.
But anyways, the show was that he had like a selection of paintings he had done while riding a bicycle, where he actually has an easel on top of his bicycle.
Wow.
And like plein airs and whatever stuff from his show. But the main feature was if you showed up and you were the first 100 people, he did your portrait and gave it to you.
Oh, that's cool.
But he only spent 1 minute doing it. So he had a timer, and he was like, okay, let's go. And then he's like, paint your portrait.
But while he was riding a bicycle?
No, he was just standing.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes he'd eat chips on snack breaks.
Awesome.
Because it's a university, so there's no booze.
Right.
So they have like potato chip, they have like Doritos and Fritos and like water.
Is that true? Do you know universities don't have alcohol? Like, don't some have a bar maybe on campus, like a beer thing?
Oh, some maybe have a beer, but not just
beer,
like
right?
open for people to take.
Right.
So this
of
was
course
unwatched.
Not. Yeah.
But it was interesting. Like
Cool.
I've never thought about it.
All right. Thanks for the invitation.
Yeah. Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Come by. Come by.
Thanks for the invitation. But okay. Yeah.
So that was pretty cool, and it made me realize I hadn't been to a show in a while. I need to go to more shows.
I know, and I want to go to some shows too.
Yeah. So we'll go together.
All right.
We'll shoot some video, and then we'll display the video.
Exactly. So we'll be doing that. Yeah. So wait, before we go any further, did we get any comments on our video? Like the fact that we actually are doing this on video? So I think the whole thing was last week we were tripping out too hard on the video. Mm-hmm. I almost feel like I was almost uncomfortable in a good way or bad way. I guess it was in a bad way.
We had too much going on.
But I kind of felt like the podcast suffered because I was like too worried about working this console for video.
Yeah.
But now I think we're over it already.
It's like it's
and soon we're not going to even talk about it. So we'll get over it really soon. Probably by the next podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, next one we'll just be hitting images and not mentioning the difference.
It won't even matter. And I have a feeling that if you're just listening and not watching a video, it'll be just as fine.
You know what? Junkyard Sam, who's been listening for a while, and he also asked just a couple questions to this podcast that we'll get to. He said he loves it. That it's something like he always was going to ask us to do video.
Right.
And the fact we did it organically was cool.
Good. Well, you know what? I think the idea of doing video was kind of part of the idea for a long time. We just couldn't figure out how to get it all done. Right? Like it was kind of difficult because I think I recorded one once, but then I couldn't output it.
The phone died.
Oh yeah, the phone filled up too much.
Yeah.
Like the memory card, it was completely full, and it was like 20 gigs.
So
and I was like, wow.
But then I found this app, Rec Live, REC.
Rec Live,
and you can control your iPhones and iPads with it.
Yeah.
And then load up graphics.
Yeah.
And we're still just kind of figuring it out.
So because we don't have a producer, like an in-house producer. Because some podcasts I noticed they actually have a person producing it, and there's a person off camera going, well, and you can hear their voice, and they'll like cue you on things, or they'll actually like have things more set up, or
have times and
no, we're not doing that.
Yeah, sometimes I think of like we should have times for section, but then I realize how are we gonna do that? We're gonna have an egg timer and be like blah, 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 blah.
Egg timer.
Yeah. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're gonna keep working on it.
So wait, do that again.
Blah, 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 blah.
Do you do that? Is that what you...
No.
Okay. No. Okay.
Silent but deadly.
Wow.
Do you do that? Blah, 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 blah.
But not silent.
You go.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, baby. You like that?
That sounds really violent. That sounds so violent. Wow. Yeah. And then I just say, wipe that Taranchi off your face. Why wipe that Taranchi off your face right there?
Make out with her.
Oh.
Just don't even
Go
wipe.
for it.
Don't even wipe your face. And...
Wow. God, that's what, if you have a wife, I guess that's what you guys do.
No.
So it's all good.
No.
Oh, sloppy, but that's good.
No.
Okay. Sloppy.
God damn it.
Oh my gosh.
The Lotus got me.
The Lotus. Oh, I did nothing. Yeah.
So, another thing I'm just noticing, I don't know if it's BS or not, but there's some people saying that MFA enrollment is down.
What's an MFA?
A Master of Fine Artifacts, and a Master of Fine Arts
Gotcha.
degree.
Right.
That part of the problem is there was a huge expansion in the last 10 years of types of masters in the arts offered.
Right.
Like now all of a sudden you have like masters, it's not just in general art, it's like in painting, in sculpture, in digital sculpture. It's like gets more niche and more specific.
Do you think, how many artists have you worked with who had an MFA?
Only a couple.
I think there might be none at Giant Robot.
There probably is. In the postage show.
Yeah, maybe there, but MFA, like, otherwise, like, an artist that who's in a show with, like, let's say a group show of 6 people, let's say, right?
Yeah.
I don't think anyone has an MFA. You know, of all the artists I work with, I don't think there's not one.
I feel like there are that you just don't realize. They keep it hidden. They keep that shit hidden, dog.
I kind of don't think so, to be dead honest. Like who? Like maybe, I can't even think of one who is an MFA, like graduate of an MFA.
What about Cozy and Dan?
No.
What
B.A. Bare ass.
What about
Bare
the Ugly
ass.
Dolls?
No MFA, and I don't think he even finished art school.
Whoa.
So, not even a B.A.
Not even a bachelor.
Yeah, I don't think so. But maybe he did, but there's no MFA there.
But okay, so
I think I'm actually right. I don't think there's one that's an MFA grad. So there you go.
So there's not. So just to show you, like a lot of the galleries. I mean, I'm even thinking like ThinkSpace or other galleries in Culver City. Maybe the ones that are like the fine artsy ones have a lot of the MFAs.
I have a feeling that's where the MFA. You know, you're shooting for something that's a little more conceptual and you know the stuff that's hard to sell. Basically, bottom line, hard to sell and might take I don't know, man, 10 years or 15 years before you even sell something. But when you do, it's worth a lot of money. Yeah. Right? I have a feeling it kind of runs that way.
So it's weird. It didn't shock me so much though that the like numbers are not that big because you even see it at USC an entire like MFA group of students left.
Wow.
Because they didn't like the program.
Where'd they go?
There's like sayonara suckers.
Wow.
They went to the streets to do heroin.
I think part of it though is there there's still, at least in the genres we work with and we know, there's a youth movement still, right? And part of MFA is you're just going to get older while you're in school. And I have a feeling, there's just a lot of people that are hustling, trying to make their art right away. Like at 22 years old, they're like, fuck it, I want to get out there and do art.
Younger.
Right? Yeah.
Because you have the access to see that it can be done.
And in the past, I've gone to MFA, grad school art exhibitions. I believe it or not, I went to, I think maybe 2 of them at RISD, right?
Yeah.
All
the way on the
Rhode
East
Island
Coast.
School of Design. I actually went, and I remember being disappointed. I went through it and going, God, the art is not as good as I kind of would think, And then I started talking to people about it there, obviously not the students, but other people that were there, and I'd be like, I was expecting better.
And then it was like the dad of the artist, and he's like, I know, my son's a shithead. He can't even fucking draw a straight line.
And I'm going to owe $120,000.
Oh, that motherfucker.
But most everybody I remember said that the good art that you would like is all undergrad.
Yeah.
So I remember hearing that the undergrad shit is going to be better anyway, at least for me.
You know what? Yeah. It's probably a thing because you and I, too, are kind of anti-authoritarians.
No, I believe in authority and police and shit.
But you're like a rebellious person.
Oh, absolutely not. No. I follow the rules. I'm following the law and follow the rules. Absolutely, yeah. I pay taxes.
What laws?
The IRS, man, and the amendments and the Constitution.
Have you ever sped in your car?
I try not to.
But you have.
By accident.
Okay, so Eric's a rule abider, and I'm an anti-authoritarian.
Just imagine, if they wanted you to not speed, how come they don't make cars shut down?
I always think about that.
Or why don't they put a governor on it so you can't go past 60 or whatever, 65, right? They could do it. How come they make a motorcycle that has a speedometer that says 160 on it?
Because they're
what the fuck is that for?
Cases.
Yeah. Okay. So nonetheless, I don't think that's a good rule. So
but,
there you go.
Okay, so my thing is that maybe for me, the anti-authoritarian, rebellion, all that's really happening in an underground stage. Whereas the MFA is someone who's more decided and focused on their thing. They're not rebellion. They're not rebelling.
But it doesn't work for me because I don't dig that shit.
You just like, oh, you're in line? I love it. You're in line. You're focused in line.
I want order, man.
Yeah.
I want order. I want neatness and order.
They're like, I don't want this funkiness.
Yeah, I want cleanliness, man. I want perfection. I want utopia.
You want the fucking Matrix, like, other pill.
That.
Not the, like, real shit. Like, the one that's like, I want a steak.
Yeah, the steak was good, though.
Yeah.
Look at that steak. Fuck, what are you going to eat? You're going to eat digits?
Yeah.
Like numbers?
Some poop.
You're going to eat numbers, basically. Because numbers can become the food, right? But no. It's all about the steak.
What's it called? There's a factoid in these numbers, though, that said by 2025, the actual population in general of people going into college is going to be significantly less. That by that time, there's a kind of waning off of this baby boomer still generation.
Are we just not having enough sexy time and making babies?
There's not enough babies for the college system.
So when are you going to have a baby?
Well, Eric, you tell me the day, and then I'll tell Megan, hey, Eric told me I should have a baby on this day.
Wait, again,
I'll ask her.
You got married and all that shit like in 1 week. I figured a baby would be popping right about now.
Just out of the butt.
Wherever.
A butt baby.
Well, I didn't know that sometimes during natural birth, the vagina and the butt connect.
Yeah, but it's like not a good connect.
No,
it's like terrible.
It's fucking gnarly.
It's called a fissure or something, right?
I didn't know there was a name.
I think it's called like an anal fissure.
I just thought it was a fucking ripping Ripposaurus.
Yeah. What is your doctor nickname? The Ripposaurus Rex.
Yeah.
Fissures.
We need to stitch up the Ripposaurus Rex.
Oh,
pow. That's gnarly. But okay, so yeah. That's too bad. There's going to be a drop off of students, and what good or bad is that?
It just means like fuck you, expensive colleges. Like
Maybe.
Don't be as expensive and create programs that people maybe want, and not just random arbitrary ones.
I guess I'm not really sure. The education system and that stuff's complicated.
I'm not good with it. I didn't do well.
Yeah, that's very complicated. So I'm all right too.
Yeah.
I don't think we should talk about that anymore.
Next.
Yeah, next. I think we fail on that. I don't really know what to make of it, but I hope for the best.
Well, you brought up something interesting that I think we should lead. Should we do a question or like an open forum kind of topic?
Open forum.
Okay, so
forum. Where's the open forum graphic? Open forum. No.
Jew the Lotus.
All right.
Jew the Lotus.
Yeah.
So
open forum. Time.
Open forum is Eric brought up a point, and it was like
how pointy was it?
It was hella pointy.
Okay.
Eric, you might want to go to a doctor about that point.
Really? Damn, that's a point right there.
You're like, excuse me, babe. I've got something to tell you. It's kind of pointy.
I got a point to make. Okay. Right.
If something happened, if like the rent on Sawtell where you've got your 2 locations went buck wild and it was like all of a sudden $1 million a month, where would you move to? What would you do? What would you do if all of a sudden like you didn't have this space?
Yeah. So.
Of giant robot.
Yeah. So this is something like I don't know. Like I guess I don't know why I think that, but I do always think like as our areas gentrify and change and all that kind of stuff, people get priced out. And I'm always thinking, well, what if it's me that gets priced out? Because it happens everywhere, right?
Eventually there's that story, and I even think of like CBGBs. Like
sure.
The classic of punk becomes what the fashion designers...
Well, like Pearspace, the smell. I mean, the smell's still there, I guess. But
the smell's getting a new location,
right? But it just kind of comes down to as change happens, and I've been around for 15 years and 13 years, so I'm kind of like the old dog in this area.
Mm-hmm.
So woof. No, so where would I go? And that's been just a thing where I on days off I tend to wander. Like I go to different neighborhoods and just check things out because I like LA, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we both like LA, I think.
Also, you have the context of you have had stores in other neighborhoods,
sure,
so you kind of understand
other neighborhoods, other cities. And the hardest part is thinking, because you went through the same situations. Is what neighborhood do you open at, and what are the things you're looking for?
Yeah.
And it's so versus
dude, it's really fucking hard
versus how much rent. Yeah. So
because each area has its own way in which the business will have to change.
Right, and it's like, and each area has its own kind of like an ecosystem, right?
Yeah.
Like how do you survive there? And that's kind of the hard part. Is like, well, what would I have to do differently? So I went, like my most recent is I went on a field trip, right?
Yeah.
Highland Park, right?
Did you get on a bus and we're like, I'm so ready for my field trip, yeah!
Everybody count how many people. No.
One! Eric is here!
Where's your little buddy, your partner buddy? I went to Highland Park and I went to the Quiet Life store, which is a brand. And I was looking at it going, wow, it's a small shop, really beautifully done. It's a brand called the Quiet Life.
They do hats and shirts.
Hats, shirts, clothing, jackets. It's small though. And I know that they wholesale to other shops.
And they collaborate with artists.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's just their own design for the most part. And I was thinking, I walk in and I go, wow, it's a small space, probably smaller than GR2, like my own shops. And I'm looking at it going, wow, it's tiny. But I realize that they're actually designing the clothes upstairs, like in a second level. And the whole thing is, I'm sure they thought, well, we're going to have to, move all the stuff to an office, right? We're going to have to
showroom.
Yeah, or we're going to have to work in an office nonetheless. Like I have a feeling he probably worked out of his home. The guy who's, I forget what his name is. His name was Andy Mueller was his name.
Oh, okay.
Andy Mueller, yeah, it was his name. So he probably was doing it out of his home. I'm sure they said, oh, we should just find a space that has a retail component. So they're able to do it, right? Because part of it is that they wholesale stuff elsewhere.
So you'd need like the t-shirt shit, you need like showrooms.
So that's
stuff,
like a
right?
showroom. You're showing off all your shit, and then you're selling some, making some money, hopefully. And then at the same time, you're using the space to design your goods. You're designing new stuff for the next season. You're wholesaling it. So everything is all about like some positive money flow, right? So, okay, that might work. But what if you were just the shop and you weren't producing stuff? And it's like, I look at that and I'm like, man, would it survive on its own? Because you're hiring a dude to sit there.
Yeah.
And, and it's like, I look at that and I go, okay, what if that was a giant robot? Well, what would happen? I don't think it would make it. So
like you wouldn't, first off, it'd have to probably be you, the owner there.
You'd have to be there all the time, just you. You couldn't afford an employee. And then maybe you could scrape by. And it all depends on how good a weekend was. Because I went on a weekday and I was like, okay, it's not enough. And I went, and they're on, what's the street called?
York?
No, the other one. There's
Figueroa?
two parts. They're on Figueroa. And so on Figueroa, I mean, there's people, but not enough people. I don't think it sustains itself.
And is it the same people who are going to buy, like, the cool Quiet Life stuff?
Yeah, I don't know, like, it's changing. So maybe someday, but is it, like, you're going to have, like, is 50 people going to walk into your door a day? Like, 50 people? Is it going to be like 10 people a day in your door or 50? And those are the questions that kind of matter. Like, you kind of want 50, obviously, right?
You want 50, and then, if I may interject here a minute.
Interject, young man.
Sorry, I interjected.
No,
on you.
I was not. I was in between thoughts.
Is that when, like, part of my thinking when I was looking at different locations too is
you were thinking?
Yeah, I was thinking. Oh yes. Was that is that
Let's do it.
Sometimes you want that location that doesn't have the huge amount per day because you can get a better deal. Let's say you have a hunch or feeling or you have knowledge that it will boom in like, I don't know, 6 months to a year.
So that's already like step one for me. Do you pick a place based on potential or do you pick a place that's already how it is?
Yeah.
Right?
Because if you want a place in LA that has heavy foot traffic, you're going to pay a premium. Like, there's no fucking fool that just like randomly is like, oh yeah, I'm on Ocean Avenue in Santa Monica. Like, I got super lucky when I found my first space because he had a crazy deal, and I just sublet from it. But there's people on there are paying $30,000 a month.
Wow.
And it's all like huge corporations that own these places. There's not like the one guy's like, yeah, I got my dainty little shack on Melrose Avenue, and it's only a grand a month. Like,
it's
they
tough.
know. So you have to kind of either find a place that's on the cusp or going to be there. And you're going to establish that as part of the city.
Or do you just bite the bullet and spend more because you're going to make more?
Yeah.
And that's a question too. It's like, let's just say you open up on a busy area, Main Street, Santa Monica, right? Or let's say somewhere in downtown, I don't know where. Is it the Art District, that actual building? It seems like a lot of people go there.
District,
like near where those Hennessy and Ingalls books is maybe. You're going to have traffic, right? And it's like, well, let's say it's expensive, but is that worth it? Because like part of me is thinking, well, maybe it's worth paying more because you're going to actually make quadruple what you would make, versus being somewhere else and struggling every day, hoping you're going to have like 10 people walk in your door, and then
then like it goes back to originally, your model will change because like what I was thinking about in Santa Monica had to change when I moved to different locations, because in Santa Monica you get so many people a day that are tourists from all over the place, and the other locations you're getting more specifically an art market. They're different.
Yeah, they're there to buy different things.
Yeah.
But like where is a good place and what's affordable? All those kind of things are kind of the questions, right? Like Main Street Santa Monica. I look at that going, oh, we could have a shop here, but God, I don't know, that rent must be high, right?
Yeah.
And you'll get 50 people in your door a day for sure.
You'll like make a profit, but will you actually? You have to do the actual numbers and be like, at the end of the year, will I have made a profit after staff? And
you won't know ahead of time, but. And then there's like, believe it or not, on the west side of LA, like Lincoln Boulevard has some cool spots. Like there's some really beautiful stores opening right on Lincoln Boulevard, which is like basically 6-7 blocks from Abbot Kinney, 6 blocks, I guess.
Yeah.
It's basically through the neighborhood.
In the walking culture of LA, though, it's not the typical person would not walk there.
No, not at all. But there's becoming a cluster of shops that are opening. That's kind of cool. So watch for Lincoln Boulevard. Like that's a place to look at for the future. But would I want to open there? And do I think that I would get 50 people in my door? I'm just using that as an arbitrary number. I don't think I'd get 50 people in my door. So that's one of the things where you would hope that, let's say you got 10 people in your door, or maybe 15 or 20, that they're all going to buy something that's not $2. They're going to, each one might spend $500 or $100. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like you're going to have to then sell expensive shit.
Yeah.
Because like if you want to make, each sale has to be high for you to make it. If not, you ain't going to make it. Like if 20 people come in and spend $2 each and now you made $40, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Right? So basically you need to have expensive shit. So if you're going to have lower price goods, you need to have volume.
Yeah.
So that's the hard part, It's really difficult.
It's weird, but I'm noticing this more and more. Though now I've been closed for I guess this would be the second month officially. That more and more I notice wow, Santa Monica was crazy. There's so many people. Yeah. And it makes such a big difference. Yeah. But the premium that you'd have to pay to even get in there, if you could, almost impossible.
So I guess at my age, because I'm an old stately man, part of it is thinking, well, is there a potential that I could buy something? Yeah. Like buy a building, and then therefore I'm paying rent, but only to own the building. So I'm paying a mortgage, right? And then
insurance and all that.
Yeah, but it's kind of like you're doing it for another reason. You're sort of you're having a space that you're actually investing in rather than just paying rent.
And you have an asset.
Yeah, exactly. That's
I don't
the idea.
know how.
So I'm not sure, but that's something I think about. It's well, could I buy a space somewhere else and actually make that work and have that be just a whole different project at the same time as having a shop or a gallery, right? Is that possible? And that's one of those things where I'm well, maybe.
Because then Highland Park doesn't look as bad.
No, then it doesn't look as bad, but I don't think I'd want to be there. But who knows? But I I kind of look at spaces, shapes of spaces too, and I love looking at that, going, God, look at the shape is rad, right? The building's rad. It doesn't have to be demolished and remodeled. It's kind of good to go. You just need to clean it up a little bit. Yeah. It already has a nice front, I see spaces and I'm just that's a great looking space. Oh. It would be a good shop, right? It would be, but your neighbors might be fucking a tienda selling toilet paper all day, right? I don't know.
But what's funny too,
it might not match.
It's something I didn't realize until I've been helping my mom clean out her junk and having to call Got Junk to pick up shit because it's too big to fit in a car.
Wow, what was the junk?
Just
I like
shit
junk,
from 20 years of just paper.
Was it Bionic Man figures? Or
no, nothing
that's
cool.
40 years. Never mind. That's 40 years ago.
No, it was not toys. It's just
Was it about Pokemon cards?
Oh. No, I still have some of those. It's more just papers and documents and old shitty art projects my brother and I made that aren't the best ofs.
Oh, you should throw that away.
Yeah.
You should have just had a bonfire.
But you still have to take it. My point is that it's expensive to take away your junk. So if you see a building that's it's got the right shell, it could cost thousands and thousands of dollars just to haul out the shit that's inside of it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So there's all these crazy expenses.
Yeah. But I do know that, for example, the person who had a shop down the street and they closed, it was on Sawtell. They're renting a space at Extra Space Storage right here on Sawtell, this busy area, and they pay $700 a month for a storage unit. to put stuff in. And that's because they closed and they have nowhere to put it. So they're paying $700 a month for like since what, like May or April? So I mean, they're spending like
just for like to store stuff.
Yeah,
and the shit
it's
about
a box,
storage,
you know, it's just a box. So.
They can change the price on you randomly too.
Oh, they do. It goes by the what do you call it? Like availability.
Yeah.
So I've had a storage unit before, and I could see that every month it goes up or down.
Yeah.
Yours will only go up once you rent it, but the empty ones can go down.
Yeah.
Because like they're trying to get someone to rent it, so the price goes down. So if you're a storage unit person, you could just keep moving your stuff from locker to locker. And it would actually get cheaper.
Yeah, but you have to like
you have to do that. Yeah, I know. So I don't advocate for storage units. They kind of suck because they'll just suck up your money.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't have an answer for the shop thing yet. I'm just keep looking, and I always have this.
It seems like you look more on the west than the east.
Because I guess in my time I realized that even though something is on the east side, if you have a shop already on the west side, let's say I still have a shop here. Having both and being torn right in the middle is difficult. Like you would think, no big deal, man. Monday you go downtown.
Yeah.
Tuesday you go to the west side. Wednesday you go back downtown. Nah, you might have to go back and forth like twice a day. You actually might have to keep doing that, and that's hell, man. It was okay for a second, but then after a while you're gonna be like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I swear you'll get that way eventually.
Yeah.
You might dig it for a year or two, and you're gonna eventually go, fuck, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Like this sucks. I do not want to be doing this like every day.
It's almost like your gas's rent costs too.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's the hard part is like understanding your lifestyle of,
the rich and the famous.
Or just enjoying your time off versus always being working. You know, it's like that's the hard part. It's like how do you balance that? So
do you have
like you right now?
Yeah.
Life of leisure.
It's like weird. I'm like building walls.
But you've been building walls for weeks. You should be done in one day.
I know.
See?
It's just strange.
The life of leisure. You're like, I'm going to patch that little dot.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, what's going on in my brain? I got to figure out my brain. I'm figuring out what I'm doing. Why am I doing this?
Part of this off time for you is probably this. It's a really good kind of a thing that makes you itchy to do something, right?
Yeah, because
eventually you're going to go, God, I need to do some shit.
Well, at first, I've like come through a new cycle where at first it was like isolation, living through Facebook, like looking at all these things happening and kind of being down a little, even though I'm not a downer dude.
Right.
I'm like, I don't really want to go out, see things because I just want to like stay.
Sure.
I have the closed shop. I don't want to be the closed shop guy.
Right.
And then I started going to more shows again, and I was like, oh, that's why I had my shop. That's why I did this thing. Because these other things suck.
Damn. Damn. Oh, your show sucks.
No. Just the interactions,
right.
Maybe. But it makes me focus more on what
I think starting Giant Robot began that way for me.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like not doing much. I had just graduated college, and I was working, but I was kind of like not really satisfied with it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where making a zine, Giant Robot, was sort of born. It was like, God, I'm just not happy. This isn't enough, right? Like I'm not executing enough projects or doing things I want to. So, part of it was making it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe if I didn't have the leisure time, we wouldn't have video on the podcast.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about things like with this podcast even. I texted you.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we still haven't hit our niche, maybe.
No, maybe not. Wait, can we take one break for a second? Okay, we're going to take a break here. Do we do that here too? Okay, maybe not.